How's it going, everybody? Welcome to fall in New York. All the leaves are changing, falling off. Beautiful time of the year. So, getting ready for winter. Yay. Getting ready to hibernate is more like it. So, I got my pear tree. What I noticed was a lot of, I'm assuming these are branches going to be coming out. So now, I know about as much about trees as I know about gardening, next to nothing. So what I did was I went on the inside because I don't want these to grow on the inside. So I just popped them off any direction that I don't think that I'm going to want it to grow. I mean, there's a lot of them, so I mean, I definitely would be pruning down if these all actually grew out. But you know, for now, just to keep them going kind of in the right direction, then I can pick and choose which ones I want to branch out and which ones I don't. So we'll see if that works out well. So far I think I'm doing pretty good at pruning. I want to make sure there's a lot of air in there. But you can't do too much from what I understand with pear trees. You can't do too much pruning at one shot, so you gotta take it easy on it. So I got the garden pretty much cleaned out. I gotta get get the wood chips. I got a pile there that I gotta spread out. Obviously you can see where there's hardly any wood chips, there's a lot of grass. But down at the bottom, that's where I was trying to grow my cucumbers that never came up. So I didn't want to throw mulch down over the top of it, because then I wouldn't get the seeds to sprout. But I only had one plant that ultimately grew, unfortunately. So I'll backfill all that. I pulled a lot of weeds out, and I got a new apple tree that I put in there in the corner, and then another one over there. You can't really see it well because it's right in front of the weeds. So unfortunately they're both golden delicious, but you know, two apple trees better than one apple tree, I guess. And they were on clearance, so they're not bare root, they just come from the local Lowe's. So I knocked the dirt around and spread the roots out a little bit, let them breathe before I planted them in there, and hopefully it'll do good. So like I said, spread that around. I got some awesome mushrooms growing up around in here, so that's always a good sign for the garden. Get the mushrooms going. Not that these are not ones that I'm going to eat. These are ones that just help with the gardening process. Now, mycorrhizal fungi or whatever they call that. Once again, not an expert. I did have a bunch of butternut squash grow, but it didn't grow good enough. It wasn't done enough before we had a freeze, and now that we had a freeze, they're not going to grow anymore. So these were not graying up. They were still nice and green. I could still puncture really easily. So they were definitely not ready. So I threw those three in there in a circle and just figured, yeah, we'll just let it squash down and see if it grows any plants next year right in that area. I got a tree thing here, so I'll remember that that's where I threw the squash. I also threw a bunch right in the weed line, just to see if they'll break down and maybe grow and start spreading throughout my lawn or the weeds or anything. I cut the rhubarb down. So like I said, just get some spread this around and get some more wood chips in here, and this will be ready for next year. So pretty good stuff. I got everything that I wanted out of there, I got out of there. Got the rest of it out today. Now I'm gonna head in, get ready to go to my niece is having a little Halloween party. So go out there for a little bit, visit with some family, and meet her new baby. So, stop over here first real quick, sorry. I'm just showing you around the beautiful countryside. So obviously I tried to grow these radishes, or not radishes, beets, sorry, radishes is next. These beets, and they say you can get seeds out of them, but you got to wait for the second year. Well, the problem is that these just decided to come out of the ground completely themselves. They weren't rooted in anymore, just found them sitting there, and these are monsters, man. Look how big they ended up growing. That's ridiculous. So, I don't know. There's the bugs eating it. So, I don't know if, I guess you're supposed to like keep piling dirt on top of them just to keep them in the ground. I don't know. But they came up themselves, dissociated themselves with any roots, and were just sitting on top of the ground like they were never under there. So, it's kind of crazy. So, that beat episode of trying to get seeds out of that was a fail. But try again. So now, yeah, the radishes, so they all went to seed. So I got all of those stuffed up there to dry. A lot of them are dry, but a lot of them aren't. It's like half and half. Like these are nowhere even started drying, and these are completely dry. So that's the radishes. And then I got the rest of my mustard seed here. And I got some corn here, as long as the mice don't get to it. So I'm going to see if this completely dries, if I can just put that back in the ground and grow more corn. I don't know if that's how it works. I'm assuming that's the seed. I got some beans. I got to hang them up. Right now I just threw them in a box. So some dry, some not. I got what's left of the oregano over here, pretty much dry. And my basil, that's pretty much dry. And then my 2 sunflowers are hanging over there. Kind of weird. So, yep, that's what's been going on. So, I'm gonna end this video and head in and get ready. And hope everybody has a great weekend. See ya!